Hey there, it's Boots Owen here. I made a video previously about this Beko washing machine. It's WM85135lw. It seemed to work fine except that the motor didn't turn and it was missing this thing here and the suppressor wasn't mounted properly inside. Setting all the other two things aside, the motor didn't turn and I traced that back to the motor and there was no brushes in the motor, which I thought was a bit weird. So I thought, well, I'll just get some brushes for it and see if it works then. So I bought new brushes. These were £8 on the internet. They're pretty low quality by the looks of things, although they're probably a similar quality to what was in here originally. I've got some screws, so I'm going to see if I can screw them in and attach them and see if the machine works. If it does, this is quite an easy fix. If it doesn't, well, what next? So I'll just get the brush and push it in, and then there's a couple of little plastic dealies that have to locate in some holes. I think this little tab here has to locate as well somewhere. I'm not as certain about the plastic tab. So just squeeze the brushes down, try and wiggle this thing into position. It looks like, show you, it looks like this plastic tab here has to go in underneath the rim as well. So there is a bit of wiggling involved here to get this in right. There we go. Seems to be. No, not yet. There we go, that looks about right. And then with a screwdriver, they're not long enough. I don't know what type of screws it takes. That's the other issue, and how long they need to be. So, like this. That seems better. I think it's an M4 screw. That seems to be going in and getting a purchase. Take out the one I've put in already because it's a bit short. Got some longer ones. The connector block that sits up on top there, the big white one, it's also not correctly attached. It's like this machine's kind of fallen over or something, been dropped maybe. So it might just be damaged, it might not work, you know, that's a real possibility. And then this brush connector here should slot in here somehow. I don't know that it will with the way these connectors are lined up, but because this one's got an angle on the end, this plastic piece doesn't look like it's meant to go in here. So might have to change the connector somehow, or let's get this out of my way. See if we can't get this in here now. Someone's using that chainsaw. That's on. It's not on perfectly, but it's on. Okay, that's one. It's on in the other. Let's connect it on first, actually, because that's going to be the bit that's going to give me trouble later on. I'm guessing that comes across there because there's a connector there. Then maybe I will have to connect it later on if it's long enough. Right, so I'm going in from underneath. And you can see the green there that I'm getting it in. I'm just going to have to wiggle it about until I can find the locating pieces for those pins. There we go, that's it in. And then a couple of screws. I'm doing this almost blind. I guess a mirror might help, but I haven't brought one out. I'm not going to get one. So there's one screw in. I wonder if it's going to be much fun getting this cable on.
Oh, what I wonder is the cable meant to go... I have it clipped onto the taco there. I think that might be incorrect. I think it might need to go through the housing. Into position. That's on tight. I suspect this is meant to go through here because there's another clip. If I can get it out again. Where would it be? Maybe not. I suspect that these are the wrong way around and that the kind of ones I want. Because these are the ones I have, similar to this, but I think I want the tab coming out the other end. It's a bit frustrating. How can I make that longer? It is almost long enough. So I'd pull this off and loosen this off again to give myself a bit more space. I'm just trying to reach around and figure out how to clip that on. I can feel where I am. I can't see what I'm doing. That's the issue. There it is. That's it on. It's a bit tight there now. So this connector block is a bit in the wrong place. So I'll just put a cable tie around it, and hopefully that'll keep it in position. Like, it doesn't really matter if this is flapping around, it would just make some noise, really, as far as I can tell. It's not an ideal way to do it, but that's it. Let's give that a spin. It seems to spin okay. Right, we'll put it back up. I'll have a look inside at the top at the pressure switch, and then I'll see about testing it. So then in here, as I mentioned, this thing's meant to be clipped in like this, but it's come out, and I don't really know why. So if I can get a strap on it somehow, might keep it in position. What I'd like is a hole somewhere here to get down through it, but I don't see one. So I'm going to try that again. This might do, actually. There we go. It's held in now anyways, that's the main thing. Let's get the top back on. I won't screw it on just yet, and then we'll switch it off, plug it in. So now I think we're live, and I think the water is on. So let's see if it works. Let's turn it on. We're gonna get some stuff up on the screen. Yeah, it's on to spin and drain. Let's just bring it around and see if it's working. Yeah, okay. Spin and drain. There's no water in it, so it should just spin. Let's see what happens. It's a 12-minute cycle. It's got the spin curly whirly here. It's got the play curly whirly there. Pump's running. We knew that worked from before. The drain out's just going into the sink motor at all. Not looking great there. So there might be an opportunity to do a bench test on the motor and also to have a look at the PCB here. If it ain't working, it ain't working. Yep, I don't see anything happening there. Let's leave it for now. Come back to it in another video. That was how you replace the brushes anyways, and pull that motor out. I guess I'll have a look at the circuit board as well. Let's just have a look now. Okay, you can't see the circuit board because it's got this plastic thing, but it should be easy enough to remove, I hope. It's definitely not turning over. So it's gone to 0 and the backlight seems to have gone off that, but there you can see it says end, no error code, nothing. It doesn't seem to realise that it hasn't worked correctly. Let's turn it off. Any ideas? Let me know in the comments. Any questions? Anything obvious that I've missed? I think a look at the PCB and a bench test of the motor is all I can do. And there's a control board there. I don't know, there's a bit of something on the side of that. So there could be a power issue, but I don't think, it just looks like carbon dust to me. Don't know if that's the motor controller or not. I'll get an idea when I see the colours of the wires going down. Okay, thanks for watching. See you later.